Hello and welcome. Today we're making the nature conservation sweater. I know I've talked about this sweater a lot on this channel, and this is finally the knitting vlog where I'm actually making it. So the pattern is the Nature Conservation Sweater by Linka Neumann, and it was published in her book Knits for Nature or something like that. I'll put it on the screen, but it's basically together with the Nature Conservation Association of Norway. I saw this sweater and I was in love with it, so I knew I wanted to knit it. And yeah, now is finally the time when I'm starting it, so I'm super excited. I just want to tell you why I want to knit this sweater, because at the start of June or the end of May, I'm not sure when exactly, but then I'll be flying out to do a huge travel together with my boyfriend. We're taking a few months off, and I was thinking I need one sweater to take with me that's like warm enough, comfy enough, big enough, like really good for traveling. And I was thinking to make the Nature Conservation Sweater because it's long, it will reach over my hips, nice long sleeves, and it has a hood and I can like take it off. And I want to make it in Istex Letlopi, which is an Icelandic yarn. And I think it will be perfect because I don't think it will be too hot. I think it just will be super insulating. So that is the aim for this sweater. Yeah, so I'll take you with this look at my colors and then we'll start knitting. So for the main body that she is using the Milky Way colorway, which is the one that I want to be using, and I do have enough of that yarn. So that's a first one that I have checked off the list. I got it, so that's great. And then I have a dark navy, so 5 balls of the navy. So I'm thinking of doing what she's using for the pink. So the bottom and the sleeves I'm thinking to do in navy. I do want it to kind of look similar to hers because I really like how hers looks. But yeah, I'm going to change a few things. So navy for the ends of the sleeves and then the bottom edge. Then for the background of the orcas or killer whales, I don't know, do you use orcas as a name in English? Well, doesn't matter. For the background, so what she's using blue, I'm thinking of buying some of the pink. So the pink that she has on her sleeves, I want to do in the body as the background. So I'm thinking of using green, blue, and yellow as some of the like details that she has. I have some of this yarn that I'm currently knitting my Dagmar zipper sweater on. I'm going to use this for the orcas, so for the body, and then they also have white in them, and I'm going to be using this gray for that. So this together will be the orcas. So I'll have enough of that. I also have this, but I feel like then the color story will be off a little bit. So I think I'm not going to be using this. Also, I'm going to frog this. And yeah, it was just, it wasn't happening. That happens sometimes. So I'm going to frog that. And I'm going to reuse most of the yarn for this sweater. And I'm so excited about this. in England right now, and I'm about almost done with the little bottom edge of the body. My first bottom-up sweater. Not 100% true though, but for myself at least, it's my first bottom-up sweater. Yeah, there's not that much to check in about, only that I am in the UK right now. So yeah, I'm working on the sweater, and soon I will knit it together with the first row, so I'll have a double folded edge, and then I'll start the color work. So yeah, my plan was to do a little bit of color work and then do the sleeves here, but yeah, I'll only be here for 6 days. So let's see how far I get here. We're visiting. So yeah, I don't know how much knitting time I will have. And yeah, that's my little check-in. Hello, I am on a boat. I am on the boat back from Newcastle, back to the Netherlands, and I have done a lot on my sweater. So here is what I've done on the first sleeve. So I also finished a bit of the body. I suppose I didn't finish it, but I did a bunch on the body. And here is the beginning of the waves on top of the first sleeve. So I decided to do that in the green. And then here I'll show you the body, where I did finish the bottom wave already. So yeah, there's a lot of navy blue going on right now. But it will get a lot more colorful from now on, because now my other colors come in. So yeah, I was thinking of finishing this first wave and then cutting my navy blue yarn and then starting the next sleeve and then coming back for the rest of the color work on the sleeves later. Although that plan might change because we're already back in the Netherlands tomorrow morning. So it's pretty cool. There's like a boat that leaves at around 5 p.m. in like the evening. And then it takes you to like the other side of the North Sea for like the night. So then you get there at 9 a.m. So that's really nice. I really like the way that this color work here looks, and it's so fun that I'm making waves and then I'm on the sea. So yeah, super fun, and look how pretty that pink is. So yeah, I thought I would just do a little check-in since I didn't really get to since I was there. And also I did finish my body that I was working on. So I was about here, and then I had to fold it together, do the color work, and then I did the whole sleeve. So yeah, here we are. That's the update. An update on the sleeves. I have finished the part of the sleeve of the second sleeve that is plain, and I am just moving into the color work part. Oh, I love this so much. I haven't shown this yet either. Look how good. Ah, I'm so excited. So yeah, I was debating a little bit if this is like too dark compared to like these two, because I don't want the difference to be too stark. But I do really like the combination of the green and the navy. So I think it's good, and you can still see these waves, the pink waves, really well as well. So yeah, I do think it's good. I did a few things differently on the sleeve compared to the pattern, because the pattern says to cast on fewer stitches. So I did 50 stitches and the pattern has less, I'm not sure how many, and then on a 3.5, and I did it on a 4. And then the pattern increases immediately, like a couple of increases around here before starting the stockinette part, and then going up to a 5, which I did go up to a 5. So I went from a 4 to a 5, but I didn't do the many increases because I don't like that look of like a really tight cuff and then it going out like that. So I just did a tapered sleeve, and I started with doing a couple of increases every 5 rounds, and then I did every 7 rounds until I was here, and then I started the color work. And I do think my sleeves are a little bit too long, but I think that will actually be a good thing, because usually my sleeves are too short after a while. So I've had a couple of times that I made a sleeve like perfectly till here, and then I wear it and then my sleeve just like ends up being here, and I don't like that. And I do want these sleeves to be long, so I think I'll just leave it like this, and otherwise I'll just roll it up. And it is definitely like, I can also like go up like that on this sleeve because it's tight enough, so that's good. So yeah, I think that will be great. So that's what I did on the sleeve. It's a little bit different than the pattern states, and also the pattern has too many stitches to do the pattern repeat. So I actually went to 77 stitches because the repeat is 11. So I have 7 waves around basically, but I should be at 82 stitches. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that when I'm combining it with the body, but I think I'll just have fewer stitches for the arms, for the portion that goes up to the shoulders, because I'm making the largest size, and honestly my frame isn't like the largest size. It's usually just my bust size that is the largest size. So I think if I have fewer stitches on my shoulders, that's actually a good thing. So I'm just gonna leave it and just like count less stitches for the shoulders, for the shoulder or the sleeve sections of the raglan when I'm doing decreases. I think it'll be fine. So I have 5 fewer stitches. So I think I'll just leave it with that. So yeah, that's what I did. And then yeah, I did one more increase here because I had 76 after like the tapered sleeve, and then I had to have 77 for the color work, and now it also lines up underneath the arm, kind of. There's always a little bit of a jog. So yeah, I wanted to show you that before I did the color work on sleeve 2 and tell you what I did, because I'll probably forget once I get farther. So yeah, that's where I'm at on the sleeves. And on the body, I'm still right before I need to start the Orcas. So I'll do that soon, but I'll first finish this second sleeve off. let's give a little update. It has been a while that I talked about my nature conservation sweater. I am currently working on the parts with the suns. You can't really see it yet. There's like I've done like 1 or 2 rows, but it would be really fun. I'm gonna close the window quick. Yeah, I think it will be so beautiful, the suns. So this color is going to be my main color, and I have it in this tiny little ball, but I have a lot of this yarn. And yeah, I'm so far on the color work, but I keep just putting it down because it's not very handy to work on, and I'm working on socks and a cardigan right now. So yeah, and I have about 3 weeks left, a little bit less before we're leaving. So I really should start moving along and work on this more. But I just wanted to give you a little update on where I am. I think the orcas look so good, and I can't wait to block this thing. Also, in the blue section here is where you do a decrease. So there's like more stitches down at the bottom than around the chest area to account for the hips, which I really appreciate. So yeah, I'm super happy that that's the case. I think the colors are working out super nicely together. So yeah, the pink with the blue, and then I think this other Milky Way colorway is going to be so beautiful. So yeah, I'm super happy. And yeah, I'm just working along on it, and I should just work on it more. So let's just do that. So this is the jacket I am using to see how long I want this sweater to be. And as you can see, the width is perfect. I was hoping it would like be around the same size as this one because I like the way that this rain jacket fits over my hips. So I am going to here, which is like underneath the arm, hoping that the other stuff will fit. Like the yoke will fit in there, but I only have this much to go, which is just a couple of centimeters. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I can join the sleeves to the body. Yes. I have so much trouble deciding to where to knit this body. I showed you what it looks like on my rain jacket. That is what I thought I was gonna look at for the length, but then I tried it on, and that's like the thing I don't like about bottom up sweaters is you try it on, but it's like an oversized sweater, so it's hanging down on all the sides. It looks like it's way too short, but I feel like it's gonna be longer than I realize now. Also, I don't like it when this is like on my boobs. Like I want it to be under my boobs, like in the picture. The designer has like a lot of plain fabric before her armpit. So yeah, I don't know, but like how long is it on her then? Does it go over her? Like, I don't know. Like how long can a sweater be? I'm like thinking about all my life's decisions because I feel like all my sweaters are never this long. So am I always making cropped sweaters? I did have people commenting on videos saying that all my sweaters are cropped. And I was like, no, they're not. But maybe they are. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird if I make it like if I go into the raglan right now, I feel like it's too fast. But then if I put it on, I'm like, I can't have too much more length. But I would like the color work to be under my boobs. So yeah, I don't know. Or also the raglan could be long. That's another thing. Like I don't know if this is going to be in my armpit. Like the raglan could also be a little longer. Like how do I know? Like the pattern says I need to go on for a lot more centimeters. I'm about at 40 centimeters, and for the smallest size the length is like 47 before going into the yoke. Oh, I have a lot of trouble deciding. Well, the good news is that I finished my color work. No more color work for this sweater, so that's great news. And also I don't have to do 3-color work anymore. I was really not feeling this part. I was really not having fun, and I feel like you can see it in my stitches, and it's like really tight. And I was considering like redoing it, but then I was like, I don't want to do this again. So here we are. I hope it blocks out. And otherwise, it's going to be, I don't know, twisted stitches. Nothing is twisted, but like crooked stitches from weird tension. But my tension in 2-color work is so good. So yeah, okay, yeah, that was about the color work, but I don't know about this length. I think I might do another 6 rounds and then just start. I'm just going to go for it. I feel like there will be more length, but also what would be annoying when I'm traveling and I'm wearing my rain jacket, that this sweater will come out underneath the rain jacket. I feel like that's going to annoy me. Like if there's a lot of sweater coming out at the bottom. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going to keep going for stockinette for 6 more rounds. And then I think I'll go for the yoke. I hope. I also know my sleeves are really long, so maybe I'll just embrace the long look. It is oversized. I don't know. Okay, I'll see. Hello. Oh, I have such a huge update, but literally the last time I talked to you was yesterday. So look at how much I've done. I mean, I had done the sleeves already, so that's why all of a sudden it looks so big, but I did this whole yoke section since I last talked to you. And also I did a little bit more on the body, but I think it's good. I'm not sure. I don't know if I like the bottom up sweaters because I just am stressed out the whole time. And sorry about my hair, it was outside and it's raining, so I just put it up and yeah, whatever. But yeah, I am like going back and forth thinking if it's good or if it's not good. And it looks super scrunched up now, but you can see the start of the raglan, and there's like a cable in here in the middle. And after a while, there's 3 options. There's a hood, a drawstring, and just like a regular crew neck version. I'm gonna do the hood, which has like a little button placket over here. So I'm gonna have to work back and forth in a little bit. And I have thought of a few modifications. I'm gonna be doing, because as soon as you get to the top, you start the hood. But from experience, I know that if you knit something like this, it will just stretch out. So it helps a lot to have like a cast off edge. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to cast off stitches and I'm going to pick up stitches again. And since I'm doing the largest size, a lot of things are like really, really oversized. Like also the yoke is going to be super long. It's going to be for the largest size. And I just think it's going to be kind of big. But the hood is also bigger. And my head isn't bigger. So that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to cast off stitches and then pick up stitches to have the amount of stitches for the smaller sizes. And I'm still going to be using the 5mm needles because they use a 4, a 4.5, or a 5 for the sizes, and then she has 2 sizes basically. So then that results into having 6 sizes, if that makes sense. So there's like 2 different variations of stitches and 3 different needles. So then you have like the first 3 and the second 3 sizes. And then for lengths, there's like differences between the men and the women. But also for the lengths, I don't need to have like a long sweater. I just need to have a little bit more room for the hips and the bust. But which reminds me, I watched a really interesting YouTube video from Mina Lay, and I'll link it down below, about like clothing sizes and how they've changed. Yeah, interesting conversation. I feel like we should talk more about all different body shapes. And I've always thought that, but I don't know. I've just been thinking about it. But anyway, the sweater. So I'm going to cast off and then cast on for the hood and then make the smaller hood. And also I'm sitting on my couch really weirdly because we changed up a little bit in the living room. And now I keep having the light at my back when I film. So this will do for now. And then one other thing on the hood, I'm going to add a drawstring. So it says to work the button placket together with the like edge of the hood. But I'm going to do like a fold over edge over here. And then I'm going to make a drawstring. And I'm going to see if I can make it with my I-cord maker, which I made this cord with as well. But I don't know if it's going to work with the lead lopey because that's rather thick. And I think you should be using like a fingering or a sport for my I-cord maker, but I'll see. And otherwise, maybe I'll just do a braid or something. I don't feel like making an I-cord that long by hand, but maybe I will. Who knows? So that's a little update, and I'm going to be knitting again. Yay! I just got back home from getting a coffee. I love getting an iced latte with oat milk. That's my favorite. I just wanted to show you what I'm wearing. And I'm also really excited to try on the sweater for you. But this is the Guernsey Genser pattern by Sunless Garn that I have made for my boyfriend. And I have been wearing it outside right now because it feels so... I don't know, it's like the perfect weather to wear a sweater outside. And I'm wearing my Boulevard bag. I use this all of the time around this, like with this kind of weather. when I don't want to have a jacket with me. And there is a video where I was making this one. I used a bunch of acrylic yarn for this bag, but I want to show you my sweater. So let's grab it. So last night I finished the Yoke, which is crazy. I finished it in 3 days. We've watched Indiana Jones 1, 2, and 3. You might have seen that. And I joined the body and the sleeves together when we were watching the first movie, and that was on Friday. And then yesterday evening, so Sunday, I cast it off. So like I said, I cast it off. The pattern says not to cast off, tells you to keep going. But I have created so much sturdiness already with just doing like a regular cast off. So this is like how wide it is at the top. And it was really flaring out when I had it on the needles. But because last night I put it on and I was like, it's way too big. But then this morning with like the pants that I'm wearing right now, it looks so cute. Oh, it's like too much contrast colors. Okay. But anyway, see, it's like with the pants, it's so cute. So there, that should be better. But I'm so happy with this. So yeah, I'm gonna have like a hood from here, and then the hood and the button placket will attach to each other. And I also still need to fix these. I've never had to do this, because the only time I did a bottom-up sweater, I did the sleeves top down. So yeah, doesn't that look amazing? And the thing was, last night I tried it on and I was like, this is way too big for me. And then I put it on my boyfriend and it was like perfectly his size. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to give it to him. But this morning when I tried it on, and right now, I think this is like perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. It's nice and like long enough. Yeah, so for that idea of having this sweater while we're traveling, I think it's going to be perfect. So super excited. I'm going to start the hood now and yeah, work on that. I only have like 3 balls left of this color, which I think / hope is enough. So let's just hope for that. And also, look, I'm doing more creative things, of course, like aren't we all? But I made this necklace and I had the pendant, but it was on a necklace that was like getting caught in my hair all the time. But look how cute. Yeah. If you ever want me to fix up a necklace of yours, I love to do that. So if you live in the Netherlands, let me know. All right.
All I want
the knitting is done. I even finished my I-cord. As you will have seen, that was a little bit of a struggle, but I managed to do it. So I just need to sew this, pick some buttons, sew the armholes, and then I'm gonna block it, and then I'm gonna weave in my ends. So that's what I'm gonna do. But look, it's finished. Ta-da! Oh, and I'm so happy with the drawstring. So I just I'm blocking the sweater, and for some reason I'm just really worried something's gonna happen to it in the washing machine. And I just put it in. I always put it to get all the water out. I'll put it on the spinning cycle in my washing machine with no rinsing, washing, anything, just spin cycle. And because it's like a front loading machine, it's okay, like it doesn't felt, but for some reason I'm just so nervous right now. So it's happening right now. So I'll know in like 15 minutes. Okay. All good, all good. There it is, blocking, woo! It is finished. Oh, I'm so happy. Let me get up. So it is completely blocked, and it's so cozy. It's so big. Like, look at the sleeves here. It definitely grew a little bit, but not too much. There. It's like definitely what I wanted for the length. It's definitely a little oversized, but I am happy with this width. Down here, yeah, it's a lot. It is bigger than I would have wanted, but it is really cute, isn't it? And I feel like I can share it with my boyfriend, which is amazing to have a sweater that you can both wear. I haven't tried it on when it was finished yet on him, but I feel like, yeah, it would work really well. I have a few things I want to talk about for my like final thoughts segment. So I calculated how much yarn I have used. So here's all my leftover yarn. And again, this color here I didn't use, so this is just my Let Lopey box. So I had 8 balls of the Milky Way. I used 7 and just a little bit of like that 7th one. So in total I used 309 grams or 618 meters. Then the second color that I used the most of is the navy. I had 5 balls and I needed all 5. So of this 5th one I only used a little bit, so I used 215 grams in total. Then after that, the color that I used the most was the pink. Of the pink I had 3 colors, 3 balls, and I needed 3 of them. I only used a little bit of this one. So I used 104 grams. Then I had 2 balls of the blue. I have a whole one left over. And I used in total only 35 grams. Then I also used this one. This was the Galaxy colorway that I used for my Dagmar zipper sweater that I haven't finished yet. That is also getting a vlog. So it will be coming in the fall. I used 31 grams of this one. And then of the green, I used 32 grams. And then yellow, I just used a little bit, 13 grams. And then of the gray, I only used 2 grams. Which I don't know if that's true, because I didn't weigh the balls beforehand. So they could always be a little bit more than 50 grams. But yeah, I didn't weigh them beforehand, so I don't know. I just weighed them afterwards and then calculated the difference, assuming that they were all 50 grams. So in total, I used 741 grams only. I felt like that was not too much. So that would be, let's see, 15 balls of yarn. Well, yeah, you do color work, so you need a little bit more. Or 1482 meters. I've never done it this this well, but I made a whole list of how much yarn I used. So that's all the yarn that I used. I never talked about the needle sizes that I used. So for the biggest size, the stockinette is in 5mm needle, and the colorwork is in 5.5. So that's what I did. And then for all the ribbing and stuff, I did 4mm needles. Then there's another thing that I never mentioned, is that there's no short rows in this pattern. But I feel like for me, that's fine. I can show you. You would think that then the back would need a little bit more length, but actually the back is longer for me than the front, even though there's no short rows in the back. So for me, this works really well. But I could imagine people needing short rows, but you could add them at the end of the yoke. Just go back and forth a couple times. Or yeah, anywhere. You can put them anywhere in the back. But I don't feel like I needed them. Oh, the cable is also now like visible. For blocking, you can really see it. Then I forgot to explain. So I haven't explained something I did with the tip of the hood. So in the pattern, it's super pointy, and I tried to make it less pointy. And I did that by doing some decreases at the end before doing the 3-needle bind off at the top. So I made it a little bit more round instead of like a point, and I think it worked. Like, it is still pointy, of course. Also, I'm wearing like this type of hair, so that wouldn't really make it any better either. But I feel like it's a little bit more rounded instead of being a super like pointy hood, which I'm glad I tried that. And I could have done it even a little bit more, like starting the decreases more and really make a long curve. I just did a couple decreases, like the final few rounds or rows of the hood. Then also something I didn't mention is how I did the drawstring casing. So what I did, it's not in the pattern. That's an addition I did. So the pattern makes you like cast off like this, similar to this button placket. But what I did is I casted off these stitches, and then I just kept knitting here, and I kept knitting with the blue. And then I did 3 rounds of like double knitting. So knit 1, slip 1. And then on the other side, like on the wrong side, I would do the purl 1 and then slip 1. To make it like a little bit more cinched. I did that 1 time in the pink and then 2 times in the blue. And then I kept knitting in the blue, 1 by 1 rib. And then I bound off and I made it so it folds in more. You can't see the blue on the outside, but there's blue on the inside. And then I knitted it together with my pickup edge there. And then I ended up closing this on both sides, but I also made one of the buttonholes. I made it for my drawstring, and I made one here. So I have 4 buttonholes here, an extra one here, and an extra one there. And then I made that, make sure that I kept knitting like the knitting would go farther than this hole, just a tiny bit here. So yeah, that's how I did it. It's also in my Ravelry project page. I kept really good notes this time. So everything, all my alterations are in there in case you're interested in having those. So then the fit, I already talked a little bit about it, of course. It's very big. I do like the yarn. It's a little scratchy, and I can imagine if you don't like scratchy yarn, you wouldn't like this. But I do feel like over time, I will get like used to it more. Or, and I don't know if this is actually a thing, but I feel like yarn kind of, like the oils of your skin kind of makes it softer once you wear it a lot. Or maybe it's not oils of the skin, it's just wear. But I always feel like over time, my scratchy sweaters get less scratchy. And I don't think that's because I get used to it, but just because the sweater is getting used to me, basically. So yeah, I think that's really good. Yeah, it is a little big. I haven't tried it on with my rain jacket yet. I really enjoy this sweater. I'm really happy with it. It's so nice and cozy, and I think it looks really cute. Then one thing about the sizing, the size inclusivity is not very good in this sweater. So this is the biggest size, and you can still make the length longer, like of the sleeves and the body. So you could add length here or in the sleeves. But yeah, I felt a little bad making it at some points. Yeah, I felt a little bit like a hypocrite. So I said in my previous podcast that I felt a little bad for making it, but then people were like, don't feel bad. So I won't feel bad. I'm happy I made this. I just wish that designers would be more size inclusive. Another question is that I always do at the end of these knitting vlogs is, would I make it again? And the answer is yes. I think I might make it for my boyfriend. My boyfriend loves this sweater, although he can also fit in this sweater, so I wouldn't really mind sharing. Although maybe I do mind a little bit, but he can wear it sometimes. But there's also a lot of other sweaters by Linka Neumann. Like there's the whale sweater that would be amazing. I could make that one too. So I would make it again, but I don't think I would because there's so many cool sweaters to make. So, but unless my boyfriend is really like, I want one of those, then I might. It really didn't take that much time. I did start it back in March, I think. I'll put on the screen when I started it. So I did take a while, but that's also because I took some breaks in between and I worked on different projects. I started a whole new cardigan, and that one is like close to being finished, kind of. So yeah, it was really not that long to make, so I would make it again. And I think I did so well on the colors. I never showed you my buttons, by the way. I have a huge stash of buttons, so I always have buttons to choose from. And these 4 were perfect. I thought they were really cute because they match with the blue. So perfect buttons. Yeah, I'm super happy with it. I'm really happy with the alterations that I made. The casing and doing a drawstring. Yeah, although the drawstring was a little bit of a hassle, but I didn't manage to do it. It was kind of too thick. So I had to manually help the stitches to not have any holes. But it did work, so that's great. All right, that was it. That was this knitting vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this sweater. If you enjoy knitting vlogs, then I'll link in my playlist of my knitting vlogs where you can watch all of my other knitting vlogs that I made. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed my video. So see you next time. Bye.